Just a few hours before two bodies were discovered inside a multi-million-dollar mansion in Brentwood, at an elite Hollywood Christmas party, a powerful father was seen loudly reprimanding his own son in front of numerous famous stars. Witnesses said the young man looked like someone who had lost his way. Vacant eyes, strange behavior, repeatedly asking people around him, "Are you famous?" No one in that room that night knew that. When the family quietly left the party, they were entering the final hours of their lives. And the person later accused of killing them was the very son who had just been publicly scolded. Welcome back to our in-depth analysis of one of the most shocking cases Hollywood has seen in recent years. Hollywood is often associated with glittering success stories, yet it is also a place where some of humanity's darkest tragedies are laid bare. The double homicide that occurred in Brentwood, one of the most expensive and secure residential areas in Los Angeles, has sent shockwaves through the American entertainment industry. The two victims were Rob Reiner, a powerful producer-director with decades of influence in Hollywood, and his wife, Michelle Reiner. They were found deceased in the bedroom of their private residence. Even more shocking, the primary suspect in the case is their own biological son, Nick Reiner, 32 years old. According to the initial charges, Nick Reiner is facing 2 counts of first-degree murder, along with special aggravating circumstances. If convicted, he could face the most severe sentence under California law. The case has immediately revived a painful question. What happened behind the closed doors of a family that appeared outwardly perfect, where success, fame, and wealth were abundant, yet still not enough to save a life spiraling into instability? On Saturday evening, just hours before the tragedy unfolded, the Reiner family attended a private Christmas party held at the home of comedian Conan O'Brien. The gathering was intimate, but included many familiar faces from Hollywood's inner circle, a place where personal and professional relationships intertwined amid the year-end festivities. According to attendees, Nick Reiner was not originally on the guest list. However, his parents asked for permission to bring him along. From the moment he entered the party, Nick drew attention, not because of fame, but because of how out of place he seemed. In a room filled with lively conversations, he appeared unable to blend in, frequently interrupting others and asking questions that felt inappropriate for the setting. Several witnesses later recalled that Nick repeatedly approached well-known guests and asked very direct questions, such as whether they were truly famous. The questions themselves were not insulting, but the context made them deeply uncomfortable. Many described his eyes and body language as disconnected from the festive atmosphere, as if he were mentally detached from the reality around him. Tension reached its peak when Rob Reiner publicly reprimanded his son for his behavior. According to accounts, Rob believed Nick had been rude and disruptive to both the host and other guests. The exchange quickly escalated into a heated argument, unfolding in a shared space under the gaze of multiple witnesses. Those present said the atmosphere became so heavy that it was impossible to ignore. Shortly afterward, the Reiner family left the party earlier than expected, nearly without saying goodbye. No one there could have imagined that this moment would later be remembered as the final public appearance of Rob and Michelle Reiner. As Christmas lights continued to glow inside the host's home and the celebrations carried on, elsewhere a chain of irreversible events had quietly begun. The signs of instability that appeared that night, fragmented and easy to overlook, would later be seen as the final warning signals before tragedy struck. In the early hours of Sunday morning, while much of Los Angeles was still asleep after weekend festivities, Nick Reiner appeared alone at a hotel in Santa Monica. According to investigative records, he checked in around 4 a.m., used his personal credit card, and was not accompanied by anyone. At that time, there were no reports of a homicide, and no one at the hotel realized that the man standing at the front desk was carrying horrifying secrets. By the following morning, when hotel staff conducted a routine room check, they immediately noticed disturbing signs upon opening the door. Blood was found in multiple areas of the room, on the floor, the bed, and in the bathroom. The shower area in particular was described as having the most visible evidence, suggesting an attempt to clean or conceal something. All the windows in the room were covered with bed sheets, leaving the space almost completely sealed off from the outside. Recognizing that this was not an ordinary incident, hotel staff promptly contacted authorities. The room was quickly secured as a location connected to a criminal investigation. Images and evidence collected there would later become a critical link in helping police reconstruct the sequence of events before and after the murders. Meanwhile, at the Reiner family home in Brentwood, the tragedy had not yet been discovered. It was not until Sunday afternoon, when relatives were unable to reach Rob and Michelle Reiner, that police entered the residence. What they found inside left everyone present in shock. The bodies of both victims were discovered in the bedroom, lying on the bed. According to preliminary forensic reports, Rob and Michelle Reiner died from multiple injuries caused by a sharp object. The number and concentration of the wounds suggested that this was not a single impulsive act, but a sustained and violent attack over a short period of time. Forensic experts used the term overkill to describe the level of violence, a term applied when the extent of injury far exceeds what is necessary to cause death. In addition to the sharp force injuries, investigators noted signs indicating the victims may have been physically assaulted before or during the attack. However, specific details regarding the exact sequence of events, precise time of death, and contributing factors have not yet been released, in order to preserve the integrity of the investigation. The two locations, the Brentwood residence and the Santa Monica hotel room, though geographically close, together formed a fragmented and chilling picture of what unfolded within less than 24 hours. The evidence left at both sites became a crucial foundation for authorities to connect the events, define the direction of the investigation, and clarify the suspect's role in a case that stunned the public. The Reiner family tragedy came to light when Romy Reiner, the daughter of Rob and Michelle, sensed that something was wrong after hours of being unable to contact her parents. Her concern deepened when the family's regular massage therapist also failed to receive any response. Ultimately, Romy entered the house herself and discovered a scene she could scarcely believe, then alerted the police. The search for the suspect concluded later that same day. At approximately 9:30 p.m. on Sunday, Nick Reiner was arrested near the University of Southern California campus. Surveillance footage from a gas station showed him wearing a jacket, a hat, and a backpack, apparently purchasing water when law enforcement approached and detained him. The arrest marked a major turning point in the investigation of a case that had shaken Hollywood. Following his arrest, Nick Reiner was placed under strict supervision by the Los Angeles justice system. He is currently being held without bail at the Twin Towers Correctional Facility and is under special monitoring to prevent self-harm. During his initial court appearances, Nick was required to wear protective restraints, typically used for defendants showing signs of psychological instability, reflecting the seriousness with which authorities are assessing his mental condition. Legally, Nick is represented by criminal defense attorney Alan Jackson, a seasoned figure known for handling complex, high-profile cases. Nick's background reveals a long history of substance abuse and behavioral issues. He began addiction treatment at a young age, went through multiple rehabilitation programs, and experienced periods of homelessness and estrangement from his family. Although there were times when his father attempted to help him return to filmmaking and creative work, the relationship between Nick and his parents remained strained, caught between hope, disappointment, and unresolved conflict. In an official statement, Nick's siblings expressed indescribable grief. Notably, however, Nick Reiner's name was entirely absent from the statement. Hollywood has been left reeling. Many close family friends, including Billy Crystal, have stepped forward to offer support and comfort to those left behind. Numerous voices have suggested that behind Hollywood's glamorous surface, the Reiner family had been quietly battling mental illness, addiction, and long-standing conflict for decades. The Reiner family case resembles a slow-burning explosion, built up over years of pain, helplessness, and fractures that no amount of fame could conceal. When the final thread of patience was stretched to its breaking point at that fateful Christmas party, everything collapsed in a single blood-chilling night. Hollywood may be capable of creating grand dreams, but this case stands as a bitter reminder. No spotlight is bright enough to drive away the darkness within the human mind.